Good morning, everybody. Greg Spiro here on this beautiful morning here in Los Angeles for me, wherever you are for you. We have a really cool show today. Four industry leaders in different factions of the music industry are joining us to discuss what artists can do during this time of COVID-19 and how the music world has been affected, what we can look forward to, and some other fun tidbits and hopefully some resources of things that can help in the meantime. We've been getting these panels together and trying to ideate the future together, because now that the touring landscape has been flattened, there's a lot to rebuild and there are new technologies to utilize. So hopefully this will help a little bit. I'm gonna go get my mushroom cocoa real quick before I begin this. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes, and in the meantime, you can listen to a tune called The Chant, which is off an upcoming record of mine called The Chicago Experiment on Rope-A-Dope Records. We have Lewis from Rope-A-Dope here. And this is featuring also Makai McCraven, who will also be joining us. So hope you enjoy. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I love you guys. This is great. Who did he really hold his mug like that? How did I hold my mug? That was so weird. Was it like this? Yeah. I don't know. I have some fun mugs. If you look at the mugs that I'm using during this show, I always hand select them in a specific way. We have Nights in India with Greg. All right, we've got an international crowd today. So I'm really excited for the conversation today, and I'm going to bring them in just a second. We have 4 industry leaders who I will introduce when I bring them on Zoom in just a second here. And we're going to talk about what is happening in the music world and what we have to look forward to in the future, and what we can do right now as artists, because shit's crazy. But, quarantine restrictions are lifting a little bit. I don't know. I actually I'm not too optimistic about that side of things, but let's see what they think, what the other guys think. I'm going to log on to Zoom here, start this meeting. It looks like they're all in here. I'm going to join with my computer audio. This is what happens when you run a show yourself. And now I'm going to our guest panel. Oop. And just have to real quickly pull up their screen. You can hear them. And Zoom. Boom. There we are. There's Bryce. What's up?
What's up, Greg?
So we have Bryce,
right.
Bryce Rosenblum, founder of Winter Jazz Fest in New York. One of the coolest things to ever happen in the history of humankind, in my opinion.
Thanks, buddy.
We have Louis Marks from Rope-A-Dope Records, the label that I am signed to, who has, how many artists do you have on your label? Is like 70 or some crazy number?
Well, we don't sign artists, we sign records, right? So we've released over 550 records in 20 years.
Yeah.
Probably 400 of those in the last 5 years.
Yeah, they're supporting tons of artists, and Louis is thinking he's very forward thinking in this landscape of artists trying to figure out what to do during this period. So I'm super happy to have him on here to discuss with us. We have Mike Bindraban from Good Music Company, who has set up many a tour that I have been on. He does touring all through Europe and outside of Europe. I know it's broken into Asia, and is a powerhouse in the touring world. So I'm really excited to discuss with these forces, and also Makai McCraven, who will be joining us shortly, to look at the landscape for artists and for the future of the music industry, and thinking about what we can do now. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, I want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing while we've been in quarantine, because I know there have been some fun things to do, actually. Yesterday I saw Herbie on the live stream, and I watched a Wayne Shorter live stream, which was not only entertaining but informative and inspiring. But you guys, what have you guys been doing with your time during this time? Have you been checking out any media that people have been doing, any live streams and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot of activity yesterday, as you said. It was International Jazz Day. The Herbie stream was beautiful. It's amazing. Of course, that was supposed to be in South Africa, in Cape Town. Of course, they were able to pull it off in a really incredible way. What else? This weekend is weekend 2 of what would have been New Orleans Jazz Fest. WWOZ Radio is streaming basically hits or some of the best of. They have a whole schedule for each day this weekend. If you go to wwoz.org, they're calling it Festing in Place. So a lot of tremendous performances from their catalog, the catalog of New Orleans Jazz Fest. And then a lot of artists, of course. The Jazz Gallery has a wonderful series. I think it's $10 for members or $20 separately. Actually, and then Mike, you hipped me to a couple things. The Norwegians, I guess, if you want to talk about that, what they're doing.
Yeah, well, in Oslo, there's a big venue called Centralen, where the creme de la creme of the Norwegian jazz scene, but also the emerging jazz scene in Norway, comes together for concerts, which they stream in very high definition audio and video. That's on Facebook Live. I know there's a bunch of initiatives coming from the UK in London, of smaller pockets of venues and clubs doing some live streaming stuff. What I really like to follow is this thing on Instagram called the Homies, which is this collective of all these club DJs that also do a lot of funk, club, dance, jazz, whatever. And they all live stream from their homes across Europe, mostly Switzerland and France. It's very cool. It's very nice to discover new stuff through that. But overall, there's a lot of initiatives going on the online side, and that's good to see. Also, International Jazz Day. There was a big jazz auditoria live stream coming from Tokyo in Japan, where a lot of beautiful jazz musicians participated on. Was checking that out, and I don't know. I've been diving into the Bimhuis TV archives lately online. You can check that out on YouTube, just Bimhuis TV, and just watching a whole bunch of concerts they already recorded from there. Yeah, yeah.
Hey Mike,
It's good.
I actually am gonna pause this for 1 second because the all of my audience is happily watching right now, but Facebook has decided to glitch out the entire cross-posting aspect of the live stream that we're doing, and I know how to fix it, but I have to restart the stream to do it. So if you guys want to just hold tight for one moment, I'm gonna pull this back up. Perfect. That is
Let's go, girl.
yeah, exactly. That's me on my live show every day. But so yeah, just hold up for 1 second. I'll be right back, and these guys will be right back with me. For everybody watching on my channels, just tune back in a second, and we'll have it live to the world in just a moment. Oh my gosh.